what do we do with the Falcons? It is a tale of two different teams last season. They got crushed in the first half of the season, then they turned things around in the second half. The season win total for them is set at 7.5. I think that line is just a little bit too close. And why? Because their defense. Which version of them are we going to see? The main thing that I want to focus on here is their defense and how they played in the first half versus the second half of the season. Last year, they went in weeks 1 through 8. They faced the 13th easiest schedule of passing offenses and ranked last in the NFL for passing defense. They were last in third down conversions allowed, and they were last in takeaways and last in red zone defense. They allowed 19-2 touchdown interception ratio. Their record, it definitely reflected that. They went 1-7. And then came the bye. Quinn was released of his defensive coordinator duties, and they brought in linebackers coach Jeff Ulbrich to manage the calls on first downs and second downs, and they used wide receivers coach Raheem Morris to manage third downs and red zone plays. So in weeks 10 through 17, they actually ended up facing the third toughest schedule of passing offenses, which you think would be a total train wreck. Instead, the complete opposite happened. They improved to a 10-9 touchdown interception ratio. Their third down conversions improved from 53% to 38%, which is the best in the league. Their red zone defense, they jumped to 5th best in the league from being dead last. And their record, 6-2, beating teams like the Saints and the 49ers on the road. So some of the changes that they made for this season, their defense is looking a little different. They swapped out some of the players, but in comes Dante Fowler, rookies AJ Terrell, and Marlon Davidson. So which version of this defense are we going to see? Last year, after facing the third toughest schedule of passing offenses in the second half of the season, they were still able to pull out a 6-2 record. So if they can build off of that momentum, then I like their chances of going over on the 7.5 wins. However, like I said, I think that's a little bit too close to call, but if you like it, it's something you can roll with. But another option is, will the Falcons make the playoffs? No is -250, yes is +225. The last time they made the playoffs was in 2017. They have missed the playoffs in back-to-back seasons. But here's what I think. After week 3, we're going to get a really good sense of where this team is at defensively. After facing the Seahawks in week 1, they play at Dallas as 7-point underdogs. That Cowboys passing offense will test the Atlanta defense. How good is this defensive front? Will they be able to get to Dak and apply some pressure? In the first half of last season, they only had a 2.7% sack rate. After those coaching changes were made after the bye, they improved to a 6.9% sack rate. Then comes week 3, at home against the Bears. How will that offense perform against a Chicago defense? Right now, they're projected as 2-point favorites against the Bears, but could this potentially be a letdown spot? They're feeling high after facing a Dallas defense. Then they run into a brick wall, that is the Chicago defense. To reach the postseason as a wild card is +350, and the answer to that question, I think, lies entirely on their defense. Do you think they build off the momentum off the 2019 season, or do you think they start off slow, just like last year? One thing you can look at, though, is their team trends. They are really consistent on the teaser cards. In their last 3 seasons, they have gone 12-4, 10-6, and 11-5 against the spread on a 6-point teaser. That's definitely something to consider once the season starts. So don't forget, what I am doing is pulling some of the betting options available using only the information that I gather reading Warren Sharp's 2020 NFL preview. So if you have read his book and if you have read the Atlanta Falcons chapter, then let me know what some of your best bets are.